Nathan Cox, thanks for joining us on Around the Home. I got my daughter Maddie with me.
Hey.
And she's going to really take part of this project later on with the painting and stuff like that. And at the very end of this video, there'll be a link to her painting video, so you see how she did all this cool work. But wasn't that thing cool? It is cool, right? So now we actually have to start making it, okay? So I've got these windows over here. My wife picked up, I don't know from where or how long ago. Someone was getting windows changed out, obviously. So these are old wooden windows. These are in decent shape here. Okay, but there's a few things with them here.
Broken.
Try to set them up somewhere so they can be seen. You know, they got these little metal flaps here where the two panes caught, and then we got these, you know, the old locks and latches. And then here's another one, you know, another metal flap there, which was used as like weather stripping back in the day. Because, you know, the metal was flexible, so when they pressed together, it would actually, you know, create a decent, you know, wind barrier. Okay, but I got to cut a lot of that stuff off so that these can actually be screwed together. This is a lot more than just screwing them together. And then there's even on this side here, there's this extra like little hump, okay, little trim piece, which that's got to be cut off. So we're going to be using some table saw here. We're going to try ripping this metal out with the pliers, but let's go ahead and get started. All right, this part here is easy. We're just going to unscrew these old locks off of here so they're out of the way. Okay, I'm going to see if I can take this metal weather stripping out by just grabbing it with a plier and yanking. We'll see. Oh, here we go.
Are you sure that wasn't even metal? Oh, no, it's not.
Now you hold the other side of that window for me. Whoa. Okay, that was a lot easier just yanking it out sideways than trying to yank it straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously I haven't worked a lot with these windows, but that was nice. Yeah, let's see if we can do that again, because this is the other window pane, just like the first one. I think that's mostly working. Okay, yes, pull it out from the side, don't yank it straight up. All right, now that we cleaned off the metal, those metal strips and the latches and then whatnot, you're probably gonna have two different types of windows, which is gonna be just your upper pane and your lower pane, okay? Which, when you look at them, you're like, well, they're the same, but they're not. You see over here, one has a very square flat bottom, the other one has an angled bottom, okay? And the one with the angled bottom is just longer overall. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix that before we build this thing. But first we're going to take off this, this trim here that I was talking about before. And this is the time where you actually put your safety stuff on. Alright, got glasses, earplugs, and let's hit the table saw. Okay guys, I've got the blade raised up so we're above that trim, okay? Just barely, but it should be enough. And then on the end here, it's just flat window. That's what we want to line up with. So we're going to line our fence up. Okay, I think that's got it. Let's cut this thing off. It's always good to keep your workspace clean. I love this electric cordless leaf blower. It's just crazy powerful. Check out the top right on my screen, and you can see my reviews on it right there. But let's get back to the project. All right, now guys, remember I told you we got two different windows. One's a little smaller than the other one. Okay. What we got to do? Wait. First of all, make sure that I've got. No, those two are the same. Where's the shorter ones? It's funny because my wife was all like, can't you just slap that thing together real quick? All right, guys, this is for boys and girls, okay? This is obviously not your first time project with a table saw, okay? This is a little more, it requires a little more delicate use of it, a little more experience with it, okay? You'll see the top right of my screen, and you'll see the little video pop up, my basics on how to use a table saw. If you want to do a project like this and you got a table saw, and you're like, I need it, you know, I want to use this, you get antsy, you're like, I want to build something with it, start off with some very simple, just some scrap lumber, and just start making cuts, okay? Follow the video, it'll help. Don't make this your first time you use a table saw. Anyways, let's get back to those windows. Now that we got the windows ready to actually start assembly, believe it or not, yes, we're finally there, okay? So now you have to figure out how you want to set them. You want to put them this way or this way, okay, right? And then as far as these lips here, these lips are actually really cool on these windows. Is when it comes to putting the top on, we're going to set one inside the other one like this, and it's going to hold it in place. That's kind of cool, right? So I don't have to cut those off. Oops, but I do have more cutting to do because these windows actually have them on top and bottom, and I want to take off the ones on the bottom so when they sit on the base, they're very flat and secure, okay? So more cutting. Okay, now I've set two of them aside. You know those two that make the A-frame roof, okay? Because they need their notches. And I don't know what I'm doing on the very top yet, but I know they need their bottom notches. So I got 4 of them. So the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna cut the bottom grooves off. Okay. Here we go. All right, now we're gonna figure out how we're gonna set these all together, okay? And we're gonna screw them in together. My camera lady's making funny faces at me. All right, don't forget, guys and girls, there are Amazon links in the description down below for just about every tool and product we use in this, except for these old windows, of course. I'm sure they don't have those on Amazon. But anyways, use those links. Not only do you get the right equipment to do your project, but it helps support us on the channel and the website and everything else. But anyways. All right, so take a look at the windows here, and we see you have a skinny one here and a fatter one. That's gonna be important to pay attention to, okay? You got kind of a top and a bottom. And then we also have inside and outside of the windows, okay? So this out here, with the one that's not so deep, it's got the kind of crusty stuff out here. This is called the window glazing. It's here and here. This was on the outside of the window already, okay? Same as on this one. So let's try to keep it the best we can, the outside out. This is old wood, so pre-drilling is important. Pre-drilling is almost always important when it comes to wood, but when it's old wood or cheap wood, you better believe it becomes extra important. All right, now, instead of putting this last piece on, which you guys would expect us to do, we're gonna leave this off because this is the door, okay? Now if you notice, the door and the one behind it, the opposite of the door, is actually the full width of it, okay? So these are inside. When these are mounted, they'll be inside the door. So the door is the full width. It's not like that, okay? That way the hinge can come straight across like that, and the latch will come over there. It'll be all good. All right, now we're gonna put the top on here, kind of finish this off. Okay, this part's doing pretty good. We're gonna leave that separate for painting purposes, and then we'll get hinges and mount that at the very end. All right, so here we have most of the top part assembled and ready for the paint shop, okay? Now we gotta start building the base. Okay, now we're gonna cut the legs for the base, okay? We just got a 4x4, and this is a 4x4 by 8 feet. It's just a standard white wood, which I think right now is a Douglas fir at my local Lowe's. So this is not treated because we're gonna paint it. Oops, almost knocked everything over. Okay, it's not treated, even though this is probably gonna go outside, but we're gonna paint it, okay? And you can't treat painted for like, you know, many months, okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Oh.
All the chemicals in the treated lumber will kick out stain or paint if you try to do it right away. Even if it's dry to the touch, the chemicals are there. Okay, so we kind of have a very similar one of these that I've already built for my wife. This is for my mother-in-law, for old Mima. Grandmama. And the legs came out pretty good on that one, and they were 1 foot and 10 inches, or 22 inches. So that's what we're going to stick with, because it worked on that one. All right, so what I got now is some 1x6s, just standard knotty pine. Turned out to be really expensive on this project, because everything on this thing is old and rustic looking anyways. So the knotty pine kind of goes well with that. And we're going to cut out the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with basically kind of like a skirt, just a frame around the outside, okay? And it's going to match, it's going to match this. Now if I did this right, remember the dimensions of this was 23, which these were cut at 23, and then 25 and 3/4. And we are good to go. Okay, now this is like our rim or our skirt, what you want to call it, and we're just going to cover the top of it with the decking boards, okay? More of these 1x6s. So we're just going to go whoosh, 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 okay? And we know it's 25 and 3/4, so I'm going to cut out, we'll start with 3 and see where we're at. All right, now obviously since I just needed 3/4 of an inch on the very last board, we got to rip it with the table saw. And I'm not going to rip just 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to rip a couple of the middle ones a little bit smaller, okay? Kind of make it, even it out a little bit. Or, ooh, I guess to make it really nice, we can rip them all. Okay, let's see if I did that right, if I screwed everything up.
Probably screwed them everything up.
All right. Trying to keep the cupping down. These are warped a little bit. Well, no, I think that's pretty close. Now for paint purposes, we're not going to attach the top yet. But here we go. We got a good looking base. Let's go ahead and set it up there.
Very good base.
Well, it's warped a little bit, and it'll straighten out over time. Hold on, watch for the garage door opener.
I know the garage door opener.
All right, slide it back a little bit.
It's a lot heavier than I thought.
Okay, see there's a little gap up front here, but that's for the door, okay? So here we go, and now we're getting ready for the paint shop. Yay. Okay, here we are at the finish of the product. Now take a look at this paint job. I mean, ridiculously good, isn't it? Maddie, you did a great job. All right, and if you guys couldn't notice, from the very intro, I don't know, but this was painted in 2 sections. So the base was painted by itself, so the dragon could wrap all the way around, and then we, I know I didn't show it on the video, but we dropped the glass top on, and we screwed it from down below, so there's no screws showing through the face there. Put a couple of hinges on it. These are just some 4-inch decorative gate hinges, and then a little ceramic knob here. It's not quite a black, okay? It's like an antique bronze. And then we have a couple magnetic latches, one up here, one down there, to hold the door closed, okay? So here's our project, and I hope this inspires you to do a project similar like this. You know, please share this video on so others can be inspired to make something cool for their backyard with their own 2 hands. So this part here, guys, don't forget to check the description down below for our Amazon links. A lot of the stuff that we used in this project will be available there. Not only using those links help you get the right kind of products, but they also help support us, the channel and the website and everything else. Speaking of the website, don't forget to take a look at the website. We have hundreds of more videos on just about everything. Please subscribe to the channel and check out this video on more great stuff. Guys, thanks so much again. Please share this video and you guys have a great one.